Hello, this is Jan, and I am doing a training today called What to Do After a Facial? What's next? What's the first thing we need to do? And I thought I would guide you through as soon as you finish facialing somebody, what are the steps that you want to take in order to feel like you're really working the business properly? And so let's just say there's a couple things you can do in advance before you even go. One of the things that you can do is, and this is thanks to sales director Terry Grover, she gave me the idea of this quite a while ago, and she just reminded me of it today. And I think it's a fabulous idea. So what she does is she gets a box of like 8 thank you cards, and you can get the ones at the dollar store or the Dollar General, Dollar Tree, wherever. And she said sometimes she even finds them like at Goodwill or places where they just have odds and end things. And when she sees thank you cards in a little box of like 8 or so, she'll pick them up as long as they're a couple dollars, $1 to $2 or whatever, and very inexpensive. Then she'll do that. So I think it's a great idea. So what she does is she takes the thank you cards, she has them stamped with her return address. She has a postage stamp on it already on the envelope, and then she keeps them in her car. And so what she does is the minute she gets done facialing somebody, she gets in the car. She will drive either to, if she's near a post office, she'll just drive to the parking lot of the post office, or she'll just pull off in a parking lot, and she will sit and address the envelopes to the people she just finished facialing. And she'll write a little quick handwritten note, and it'll take maybe 5 to 10 minutes at the most to complete the thank you cards, and then she puts them in the mailbox on her way home from the facial or the party. Now, that's genius, because now you don't have to put it on a to-do list. Now you know you did it already. So I love the idea of doing that. And so number one, what to do as soon as you get done facialing somebody, stop on the way home and send a thank you card. Now, if you don't have any in advance, then make sure that the minute you get home, you write that on the next day to complete a thank you card and to send it to them. So it's a little, and you want to personalize a little bit. Like in one of you could say, like, it was such a pleasure to meet you today. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Looking forward to seeing you. If you already have a second appointment set up, looking forward to seeing you on blah, blah, blah. Or I look forward to hearing from you about that new lipstick, or, just something personal that had to do with that person, which again, helps you remember the person better. Because I know it sounds crazy, but after you have facialed a lot of people, there's going to be a time when you might not remember the person well enough, and you'd be like, oh no, I don't remember some details about her, and oh no. So that is a great way to do it. You handwrite something out, it helps you remember. And so if you don't have the thank you cards already in your car and already stamped and ready to go, then what you can do is just put it on the to-do list for tomorrow when you get home, when you start your to-do list for the next day, that you make sure you put thank you notes. Okay, so that's the one thing that you want to do. So first thing, and of course you have everything with you, because the profile cards that they just filled out has their information right there, so you can just fill it out. What I suggest you do, again, because you think you'll remember everything and sometimes we don't, is then down here on the back side of the profile card, where that pink box is, I would write right there today's date, the day you're writing the thank you note, and then I would write thank you, sent. And that way you'll know that you sent a thank you card to her, and you won't forget. It'll be right on the profile card. Okay. Now, the other thing that you need to do as soon as you get home, or within 24 hours, okay, you need to get, and I suggest as soon as you get home, take each profile card and write the person's name with their phone number on your to-do list in 2 days. So in 2 days, so today's Wednesday, on Friday, I want to make sure that I call this person and check on them, and that you're just going to call them and say, so what you're going to do is basically check with them. but how you check with them can have a lot to do with what you've already done. So what you need to do is ask yourself some questions. The first thing you want to know is, did you already set up her second facial? Because if you already set her second facial up, you still want to call in 2 days and check on her, and just and you always want to start it out, you want to start it out positive. You don't want to start it out by saying something like, I was just calling to see if you liked your products. No. You want to call and say, oh my gosh, I just couldn't wait to talk to you to find out how many compliments you've gotten since you started using your products just 2 days ago. And so you're thinking in a positive way, that your expectation is that she's having a positive experience with the products. Okay, that's what you want to assume. You don't want to assume she's having a problem, because if she's not having a problem, she thinks she's supposed to be having a problem, and we don't want her to think that. And so the questions you need to ask yourself then are, did you already set up the second facial? Did she want to buy more at the facial than what she actually did? So if money was no object, what would you start with today? And she said it was like $200 worth of stuff, and she only bought 100. You've got that $100 gap that is your booking, if you will, and a way for you to help build your business by helping her get that for free. Now, some of these things we talk about doing at the party, but maybe you didn't get a chance to, or maybe you got nervous and you just didn't say what you wanted to say. Guess what? You get to have a do-over, and that's where in that 2-day phone call you can have a do-over. And also the question is then, did she buy everything she wanted? If she didn't buy everything she wanted, did she write names over here for you with names and phone numbers? Because if during the presentation you asked for those names and she gave them to you, but you didn't do anything about it, you didn't say anything about it, again, you got to do over. All right, so when you call back in the 2 days, it is to check her progress, but it's also to help you get your future business, because they talk about the fact that if they see you in a 2 to 3 week span 2 or 3 times, then you are more likely, it's like a big percentage, that you will have her as a customer for life. And it's that repetition, and it's that her belief, and then by the time you call, she may have already received her thank you note, and she's like, wow, I'm impressed, she's professional. And I know that I even get thank you notes from the dentist that I go to. I get a little thank you card after I've been to the dentist to pay them money to get my teeth cleaned. And see, they are having a facial with you to pay you money to buy products. They are going to be impressed when they get a thank you note. And so those thank you notes are like huge. It's something that you want to find a way to get as many cheap thank you notes as you can, and have them stamped and your return address put on there and ready to go. That's going to be a huge thing for you to do, because it's going to make a huge impact on your customers that you know what you're doing, and that you're professional, and that you really appreciate them, because, well, when we buy things and the person appreciates them, isn't that nice? Okay, so you have a second chance, because what you're going to do is ask yourself those questions. Did I do those things? Did I get her second appointment booked? Did I find out if she has products that she would like to get for free? And did she write names and phone numbers on the back? Okay, so let's go with this card. This particular person had a facial, and this is actually a profile card from a consultant who went out of the business. She came in and she decided it wasn't for her, and she went out, and I got her profile cards. So if you ever recruit somebody and they decide it's not for them, make sure you get your profile cards, because this person got facial. She also wrote names and phone numbers on the back. Now, I don't know what was ever done with those names and phone numbers, but I'm going to find out, because she got a little message. She got a letter being sent to her today. And so I'm going to plan to call this person, and I'm going to ask her some questions, because also in the front of the profile card, it says, who can I share your product wish list with? And she wrote a name and phone number there too. So she was expecting to get serviced, and she wanted to get serviced. And so one of the things that what I would do is, let's pretend I facialed her, and let's pretend that I'm calling back in 2 days. And so number one, I'm going to ask myself those questions. Did I do all that? If I didn't, I have a second chance to do it. So what you could say to her then would be, you know, I was just calling to check in to see how many compliments you've gotten on your product, you know, since you started using the products. And then pause, like ask her a question, but pause and let her answer the question. First of all, okay. And then say, and I'll just use Susie. I don't want to say her name, but Susie, I was just looking over your profile card and all the information I got, and I realized that in the just the hurriedness of getting everything done at the end, I forgot to set up your second appointment. And so I just wanted to get in. You are entitled to a second appointment, and we can get together. And if by doing that, what would be the thing that you would love to what products would you like to sample, or what would you like to learn about the most? Would you like to learn like how to do your eyes, or would you like to learn or do some different masking? Or, you know, you would ask her questions according to what you can kind of remember about what she may have been interested in, even though you may not have written them down. But that goes back to another thing, is in this pink zone here on the back of the profile card, when you're doing the facial and they say something about, oh, I'd like to try that mask, then you say, oh, Susie, turn your profile over and right on the back in that pink section, write down charcoal mask. And so when we get together for your second facial, I'll make sure we get to try that. And so that's why we tell you how we tell you to do different things within the skincare class, how it can help you with your future bookings, and especially when you record things on the profile card. And so anytime you're doing the facial, anytime there's something that she wants to try, or let's say you make sure that you write down, now this profile card doesn't have the person's eye color on it. So one thing I would call when I would ask is, oh, by the way, Susie, what color are your eyes? I'm trying to remember and I can't remember. Did you have blue, green, brown? What were your eye color? And I would make sure I write that on there, because I like to have every person's eye color on. Because again, if she wants to learn glamour, for instance, then I know which glamour card she's going to need. And or I might say, oh, you know what, with those green eyes, I bet you this new pumpkin spice fall look would look so cool on you. Or I would love to see this new, you know, the new fall look. Would you like a new fall look, and what the new fall look might look like on her? And so what you're always looking to do is find out what else you can show her or teach her or get her opinion on, because she wants to learn something new with her with the new fall colors, or to take care of the extra blackhead she has, or whatever her need is. That's what you can try to fill that need by her sampling those products at the second appointment. Okay, now, Susie, I just wanted you, I know that, you know, that night we talked and you were really interested in a lot more products than you were able to take home that night. And, you know, if we have a really fun experience and let's say we get together and do those eyes, would you have a couple other girlfriends? Like, you know, you wrote on here like these 5 ladies. So if you want, what you could do is invite them over and they could experience the new charcoal mask, or they could get the new fall look as well, because I'm sure that they're really excited. But, you know, everybody's kind of getting excited about the new fall colors. And, you know, this is the time of the year that people dye their hair and they're pulling out their new fall looks or their fall color, the clothes. And so they want new fall looks with their clothes, and, you know, they just want to get something new. So it's a way for you to talk about not just what she can get free, but the experience that she'll have and get some that for free. And so what we need to do is romance the experience of what we're going to be sharing with them, or the products they're going to be using. It's talking about the experience. Okay, so so then you can talk about that and say, girl, we can use this as a guest list. And so, you know, let's talk about how much you want for free. And then let me tell you how you get that for free. And then you explain hostess credit, whatever hostess credit you use, and how she would get that for free. And 1, 2, 3, 4, she's got 5 on this list. And so what I might say to her is, Susie, I know that the odds are that if we invite 5, maybe only 2 or 3 could come. but if we invite 8, then maybe we could get 4 to 5 there. So once you and I decide on the time, then that's what we can do. So if you want to, who else do you think that you would know that might enjoy getting a new fall look, or might enjoy that charcoal mask, whatever she's booking for? And then let me grab their name and numbers as well, and then I'll have your guest list here. I'll send you a little, I'm going to send you a little text that's got a little picture that's like an invite that'll tell them how much fun they're going to have and what they're going to learn, and how excited we are to get together and do those fall looks. And then I'll send you a little picture, and you can send it on to them to invite them, and then we'll see how many we can get there, okay? And then we can always do outside orders, because say if she wants a lot for free, then I would say, you know, that lookbook I gave you, on the back of the lookbook, I had, oh, I was going to have one of those right here. Let me grab it. On the back of every lookbook, I have this sheet taped to it. So if you have that sheet already taped to it, when the class is over, or when the facial's over, and once you've got the sale and everything, then you're going to give a lookbook out. I'm just going to reiterate that right now, even this doesn't have anything to do with this training, because when you are doing the facials or skincare classes, when you're closing them, do not give them lookbooks to look through. I know that's what comes in your starter kit, but you don't want to do that. You want to use your placemat. You want to use, you know, the products you just demonstrated. You want to use your placemat for your clothes. If you give them a lookbook, I know I've heard people say it's suicide. And what that means is simply this, is that when I just had a facial and I can see all these products, it's like, I don't know what to buy. But if I just tried the skincare and you give me a placemat and say, these are the deals if you buy that skincare, it's much easier for my brain to compute. So at the end, when they're getting ready to leave and you've packaged up their order, then you can give a lookbook. And then by giving the lookbook, they would have this sheet to do outside orders with. Okay, so then what you're going to do is, once you've set a date with her, then you've got the guest list, and she says, well, let me check with a couple more friends. Then you say, okay, let me just write down who it is you're checking with. Let me get their name. And then that way, when what I'm going to do is I'm going to send them a little reminder about it, and maybe ask them a couple questions about their skin before they get there, just so that we're ready to go. They know I'm professional. They know that I know they're being invited, and then that way we can really work, you and I together, to have a great party, because I want to get you all that product for free, because we're going to have so much fun, you know, trying those products, and you're going to just love the way your face feels. Okay. And then you will make sure that if she doesn't have a lookbook, or she doesn't have a packet so that she could get outside orders or show things to people who can't come, then you'll make sure you get her 1 or 2 lookbooks. And Kim just gave us a great idea. We had talked about like paper clipping into the back flap of the lookbook, some like 10 of the order blanks, but instead we have this outside order sheet that has like name and what they want, and they can even write their charge card information on it. And she cut those into little strips, put them in a size 10 regular envelope, and just put the envelope on the back. So if they write a check, give cash, or want to charge, they have all the little slips, and it's not very heavy, and it doesn't take a lot, and you just put the envelope in the back, and then that's all secure and waiting, so that she can get her outside orders, she can get her extra hostess credit as a result of it. And it's just an envelope inside the lookbook. It's not, we talk about hostess packets, and sometimes I think we overwhelm them and us with a hostess packet. And I think just the lookbook with an envelope put inside with so they can put checks, cash, and the slips, so they can write the charge if they want to charge it, and they just write their in. I just think that's so much better, because it's simple, it's easy. They just have to keep track of this. That's all they need to know. If we complicate it for the hostess, it seems like too much work. Like, I can't do it. It's too complicated. Okay, so that is what you want to do as far as contacting them, because you're going to want to make sure that you've sent your thank you note. You want to make sure you call them in 2 days, and you either are going to reiterate because you did all what I just talked about, or you didn't do it, and it gives you your second chance to do that. Because now that you've got a profile card, now that you've got all her information, you've got her friend's information, you want to take it to the next step immediately and get them to get on your books, to get their second facial so that you can teach them something new, have them sample something new, or give you their opinion of some more products. That's what you want to do. And then once you've done that, so you've got them on your date book in 2 days, and then within about 2 weeks is when you want to hold that second appointment. So they say we should contact them within 2 days, 2 weeks, and then 2 months. And so the 2 weeks that'll be within that time frame where you're going to actually see them face to face. And then within 2 months, it'll be time to check with them about reorders or trying something new. That'll be your 2 month. And then you'll write them in there, and we'll talk about that in another video. Because the next step after you do that is to take your profile card now and enter under My Customers. You're going to enter all their information, and you're going to you're going to make sure you've got their birthday so you can get them in under your birthday, so you have their birthday recorded. And then right next to their name, it says tags, T-A-G-S, tags. And when you have tags, then you can give them a tag name. For instance, say they're started on their TimeWise 3D, you would give them a tag of TimeWise 3D. You would give them a tag if you want to put them on your preferred customer program list, then you're going to give them that tag. And so we're going to teach you what to do with tags on another video. And we've got there's actually a lady who put together this whole process training on how to use My Customers, and that will be in a different video that we teach you. But if you just get their name and their information plugged into the My Customers, we'll teach you what to do after that. So I hope this helps. What to do after I facial them, what to do when I have a profile card, I've got names on it, I got information on it, and now what do I do? And the main thing is to contact them within 2 days so that you can hopefully get a second appointment. And then what I want you to do is, after you watch this video, I want you to call your sales director, and it could be me or it could be Terry or someone else. If you will then contact us and then tell us what your takeaway is from this thing, and then to also talk to us about questions of what else, so that if you ask us more questions and we think we need to do another training video, we will. And so I just wanted to come on and give you the next steps of what to do, where to go, and then ask us questions. But I hope this helps. Have a great day.